Webhouse City here, and welcome to the LinkedIn Workshop. Wow, that sounded fun. But welcome to the LinkedIn Workshop. This is basically the module 1. That is, we are just getting started. All right. I'm very excited to have you here. Personally, I'm welcoming you because this is going to be a crazy ride. All right. So I hope you have fun. So buckle up and get excited. So welcome to the module 1. And before I get started, here's a warning. I will be frank. Today is probably going to be the most boring session. The reason why I say boring is it has a lot of crazy information in there, but it starts with theory, right? It starts with fundamentals. It starts with, fundamental concepts, right? Now you might be like, Webhub, but I don't like fundamentals. It has to be fun. Well, I know, but the thing is, for you to write essays, you need to know how to write words. First, learn the words the right way, learn the grammar the right way, so that you can write an essay eventually, and then probably a book. You never know, you could be the best-selling author. You know what I mean? You can get the reference, right? So we are going to go through this. This is very, very important, guys. This section is very important. So I strongly recommend you not to skip this, even if you think you're a LinkedIn expert, because these are learnings not just from my own profile, but learnings from profiles that I've worked over the course of the last couple of years with clients all over the world. So just do yourself a favor. Don't skip this, okay? Could be little boring, but just don't skip this. All right. So welcome to the module 1. So here's everything that is covered today. The 4 important aspects that I'm really covering today. The first one is a 5-step blueprint. That is, I'm basically will be running you through everything that you're going to learn through the 5 days of this workshop, or the 5 modules of this workshop, right? So next is steps to glory on LinkedIn. Now, what do I mean by this is how you can scale your LinkedIn from 0K to 1 million followers. That is great, but how you should break down each of those processes so that you get the best return or get the best engagement or whatever that is. There's a process that you have to follow, and this is again based on everything that I've learned. Okay, so steps to glory on LinkedIn. Next is defining your objective. I'm gonna get there very soon. And finally, finding your target audience. Again, I'm gonna get there. So these are 4 things that will be covered today. So rest assured, that's gonna be fun. All right. The first thing is the optimized 5-step blueprint to dominate LinkedIn. Now, what is this 5-step blueprint? Right. The 5-step blueprint is basically all my learnings put together into the simple framework, which I call it the 5-step blueprint. All right. So these are steps that you need to do with your LinkedIn profile, which are broken down into 5 steps. The reason why I call it the optimized is because ideally the process when I created this blueprint, it was a 6-step blueprint. But because of the 5-module program that we have here, I basically optimized it for a 5-step blueprint. But let me tell you something, it is more powerful than ever, because I realized there were some connections with 2 different modules, that there were 2 different steps that there were. When I connected them, it just got more powerful than it was before. So right now I've been calling it the optimized 5-step blueprint forever. All right. So here is what the 5-step blueprint is, folks. I call it the Webhouse Systems LinkedIn 5-step blueprint. So if you're copying this somewhere, make sure you give me credit, because this is created by me, my friend. All right. The first step is find your objective and target audience. I'm not going to go deep into this because today is all about finding objective and target audience. Okay. So yeah. Next is optimize your LinkedIn profile. What do I mean by optimize your LinkedIn profile? Optimizing of LinkedIn profile is very simple. It basically is what are the changes that you should make on your LinkedIn profile so that you can be found on the LinkedIn search, which is going to be tomorrow, or the module 2. And the next thing that you can do is when somebody visits your LinkedIn profile, how do you make it enticing enough? How do you make it conversion proof? We're going to talk more about it on the next module. All right. The next module is the connection loop. How do you connect with the right set of audiences in the right way? Now you might be like, Webhub, I know how to connect with people. Click on the connect button and that's about it. But how will you find the right people to connect? There's a whole magic underneath on how you can find the right set of audiences to connect. And that's what I'm going to teach you on the connection loop in module 3. The module 4 is probably a lot of you people here for the content magic, how you can create the right set of content so you can get the best possible engagement and you become LinkedIn famous. Just kidding. There's nothing called as LinkedIn famous. And finally, the final step is playing the outbound game. Now, what do I mean by that? You might want to reach out to people on LinkedIn, but there are ways of doing it. What kind of messages should you send? How should you send it? How can you get more reply rates? Is there a sequence that you should follow? And all the science and all the noise behind reaching out to people in the playing the outbound game. Guys, these are the 5 modules that I'm going to run you through. 1 module probably a day, or probably 2 modules a day. Depends on what program this is that you're watching, but you get the point, right? So we will have these 5 modules. All right. Without wasting more time, should we jump on to the steps to glory on LinkedIn? Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Now, what are steps to glory on LinkedIn? Like I said, it's a 3-step process on how things changes. So again, right, just to give you some background, the reason why I have this on the day 1 is because the kind of things that we do on a daily basis, on a step basis on LinkedIn is different. So if you have 5,000 followers or 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers, the kind of things that you do is different to 15,000 followers to 40 or 50,000 followers. So that's what I mean by that. The step number 1 is getting the first 5,000 followers. Now, why is it called the first 5,000 followers? The reason is first 5,000 followers also mean first 5,000 connections. What do I mean by connections? That is invitation. That is connecting with people. It's like connection is basically like more like sending a friend request and the person accepting it. So on LinkedIn, it's called as friends, but on LinkedIn, on Facebook, it is called as friends when you are a friend with someone, but on LinkedIn, it's called as a connect. And when both the people are connected with each other and that person becomes your connection instead of friend. I hope I didn't confuse you, but you get the point. How do you get your first 5,000 followers? Now, the first 5,000 followers is the most important set of followers. You need to have the right set of connections. The first 5,000 people have to be accurate AF for you guys to get the best results of LinkedIn. Let me give you an example why I say that. Okay, let's say you're a marketer, okay, and you create a piece of content about marketing. Now, when you create a piece of content about marketing and you have 4,000 or 3,000 followers or connections, let's say out of the 3,000 connections, 1,500 people are your engineers, engineering friends, and obviously, right, engineering friends are probably doing some software job or whatever. And let's say there's 600-700 other people who you don't even know, and they're only like 500 or 1,000 marketers. Now, what happens is when you create a piece of content, LinkedIn will start showing your content to a small set of audience, and that small set, majority of the people won't even understand what you're saying because they're not marketers. As a result, your post will die down, and as a result, you won't get reach. But if you flip the script and say that for the first 5,000 people, if all of them are relevant to who you are, or let's say in this case, all of them are marketers, when you create a piece of content, only marketers see that content. As a result, they like, comment, and engage with your piece of content. And when that happens, that content will be pushed to their followers or their connections. As a result, the ripple effect happens, and your content gets more reach. The same happens when you're trying to generate leads from LinkedIn, and the same also happens when you are trying to get a job, or you're looking for a job. So what happens is when you're creating content, if the relevant people are not in your network, they're not going to know that you are a kick-ass person, you're a kick-ass machine learning engineer, whatever that is, right? So getting your first 5,000 followers or connections right is very important. Now, I can talk about it for hours, but there is one full day dedicated for this. That is the day 3, the connection game, like I said. So don't worry. The next step is scaling from from 5,000 to 30,000 followers or connections. Now, what do I mean by that? Why did I say 30,000? Why not some other random number? The reason why I said 30,000 but not some other random number is on Facebook, you might know that you can have up to 5,000 friends. But on LinkedIn, you can have up to 30,000 friends, also known as connections. So you can pick and choose who are the people that you would want to be connected with you on LinkedIn. 30,000 of them you can pick and choose. But here, the strategy is slightly going to change from 5,000 to 30,000 because with the first 5,000, we will go very slow, adding only the right set of audiences. But once we get to the 5,000, 5,500 mark, guys, there's no hard rule that it has to be 5,000 only. It could be 6,000 also, it could be 4,000 also. It depends on how serious you are. If you're very serious, you'll be very picky for all the first 30,000 people, right? But you get the point. From 5,000, you can become a little lenient. Again, I'm going to talk specifically about this on day 3, so I'm not going to break your heads. And then finally, flying beyond 30,000 followers. The only way for you to get unlimited followers. Yes, you can get unlimited followers. That is, you can get millions and millions of followers if you want to, and if you can on LinkedIn. And that happens through the magic of content. You need to play the content game pretty strong. Again, day 4 is all dedicated, or module 4 is all dedicated for this. So there's nothing to worry. All right. With that being said, these are the steps to glory, my friends. Again, we will be going deep into all these things, but I just wanted to drop a quick nudge before we get started so that you know what you're getting into. All right. So let's talk about objective. Now, what is objective? Objective is what you want to achieve from LinkedIn. Are you looking for jobs? Are you looking to build a personal brand? Are you looking to get a client as a freelancer? Are you looking for investors because you want to raise some money for your business? Whatever that is. What is that you're trying to achieve from LinkedIn? You need to be very clear, and that, my friend, is called as an objective. Now, the top possible, the many objectives that you might have, like if I get all the objectives in the world and put them into a few buckets, they basically get categorized into a few possible objectives on LinkedIn. And what are they? You are someone who's trying to generate leads, or you're focused on lead generation. So you're trying to generate leads for your business or as a freelancer. Number 2 is you're trying to build a personal brand on LinkedIn. Obviously, it's a no-brainer. You've got to build one, right? And finally, you're trying to get a new job or maybe a high-paying job. So if you think about objectives, no matter who you are, most of your objectives will fall into one of these: generate leads, build a personal brand, or get a new job or a high-paying job on LinkedIn. All right, guys. Before I move forward, right, let me quickly show you something. Okay, I totally forgot about this because I should have mentioned it here. When I spoke about 30,000, just to be specific, I wanted to show you some numbers as well, right? You can check out if I open my profile, right? Right now, for today, I have about 208,000 followers on my LinkedIn. Okay. Now, if I look at the total number of connections, you can look that I only have 26,000 connections. I haven't even filled my 30,000 connections. And you can see that I have pending 19,000 pending requests here, but I've not added everybody. And I only have 26,000 connections. All these 26,000 people I've picked and chose, right? I just wanted to show you this because I completely missed out on showing you this, but you get the point, right? So be very, very, very specific when it comes to this number, all right? Only add people who are important, all right? Okay, now back to this. I totally forgot, so I thought I will just show you this. All right, so the top possible objectives, like I said, is generate leads, build a personal brand, or get a new or high-paying job. Now, before I move forward, can we have multiple objectives? Now, you might be someone saying that, Vaibhav, you know what? I want to generate leads as a freelancer, but also want to get a job because I also do a job and also want to build a personal brand. Is that possible? Yes, it is. If you think about it, I do all 3 things, not one. But the important point is you can focus on one, the other things will automatically happen. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that is actually pretty straightforward and simple. The thing is, if you are trying to generate leads for your business, okay, so you're adding the right set of audiences. I'll talk more about it on TG, target audience time, and also on day 3 on how you're adding the right set of audiences. But when you're adding this right set of audiences and you're creating content, automatically, slowly a small personal brand is being built up. But you're focused more on generating leads. And in that way, if you're a freelancer and you're trying to generate leads as a freelancer, there's a good chance that somebody might look at you and they're like, oh, this guy's amazing. He's creating content on machine learning and also has done projects with other clients, other brands. Let me reach out to him and see if he would be interested in a job. So a job reach out would also happen in the same way. So you can flip and make multiple combinations of this. But what I will tell you is focus on one thing, focus on one objective. The other things will automatically happen. All right. What is that first thing that you want to achieve from LinkedIn? If your first thing that you want to achieve from LinkedIn is to get a job, focus on that objective. The other things will automatically happen. I mean, I can't repeat how important this is. All right. So have that back of your mind. P0, one priority. The other things will automatically happen. All right. Now, based on what the objective is, based on what your objective is, you can decide on a target audience. Now, what is target audience? Target audience is pretty simple, guys. Target audience is who has the right kind of audience, who should be on your LinkedIn profile so that you can get the best reach, best outcome, best whatever it is. You can unleash LinkedIn the best possible way. So randomly, if you add people, like I just showed you here as well, right? I have not added people. There are 20,000 pending requests. I could have just added all these people, right? I didn't do it because I'm being very, very specific about who I'm adding into my network. All right. So that is the target audience part, and it's going to be different for whatever you want to achieve. So if your objective, it depends on your objective, right? So if your objective is to, generate leads, the way you decide your target audience is going to be different. If your objective is to build a personal brand, your target audience is going to be different. If you're looking for a job, it's going to be different. So after this, below, you will find a few more videos specifically about how you can decide your target audience based on your objective. All right. So you can watch all the 3 of them. You can watch one of them, whatever it is. It's up to you. Based on your objective, you can check them out. So I'll see you inside that videos.